He's an Eden Quad native. Please keep it going for Timothy Edwards.
Timothy.
Well done.
We're doing better now that you're on the stage.
I walked into a rave. I saw this group of people that were clearly on multiple different types of good times. And I walked up to them and I'm frantic. I was like, somebody please help me. I'm freaking out right now. Can somebody help me? And they're like, well, what's the problem? And I was like, look, all right. I took mushrooms like 2 hours ago, right? And I just need you to be honest with me. Are my arms growing smaller? Like, you guys saw me when I came in here, right? I had no arms. I'm a bodybuilder. Now I feel like my arms are shrinking up inside my body, trying to tickle my soul. They didn't know what to say back to me. I was at the after party of the rave, and this guy walked up to me, like, genuinely concerned, thought somebody had, like, broken my arms. Like, do we need to call an ambulance?
No.
And, like, now I have little kids that walk up to me, like, genuinely concerned when I ask the questions. It's cute, right? When a little kid walks up to you because they don't know any better. It's not as cute when a middle-aged guy high on ecstasy is just sweating like, dude, are you okay? I'm like, bro, are you okay? I just wasn't in the mood for it, so I told him very truthfully. I was born with a physical condition known as arthrogryposis. I was not expected to live. My arms were backwards when I was born. I had to have surgeries to make them the way they are. I wasn't expected to live. By the grace of God, here I am.
Yes.
Thank you. The guy proceeded to look at me, and then he looked at my hands, and he looked at his hands, and looked at my hands and his hands. Started to cry. I'm pretty sure I ruined his Molly journey for the night. Went and sat in the corner just crying, thinking to himself, probably what I was thinking to myself, like, what the fuck led me to be in an ecstasy den with this motherfucker at 3 a.m.? Better life choices, Timmy, better life choices. Like I said, I am from Enumclaw. I'm born and raised. You guys remember when we used to have a Burger King? It's now a Murphy's.
Yes, I
I miss the Burger King. I used to have a lot of jobs. I applied to work at Burger King, and they told me I couldn't make the food fast enough. So I started selling weed. Half of those employees started giving me their money every month. I used to sit in there actually like doing business, and the manager caught me and got very mad. Like, I told you not to do that here. Get out of here. And then he called me like 45 minutes later, can I still get that 8? And I was like, I'm going to have to charge for delivery. It ruined because people started catching on, right? So like coming through the drive-thru like, can we give 40 onion rings? I'm like, somebody like, no, we only got 20, come back. And I have to say, trying to be a weed dealer in Enumclaw is really stupid because like, there's not really many people that look like me. So like, I actually did a meet and greet. Somebody's like, hey, didn't I used to buy weed from you back in high school? I was like, no, it's the other guy with little arms. I tried working at Rainier School, but I kept having to convince all of the clients over there. For those who don't know, Rainier School is a place for people with mentally challenged and all different types of disabilities. So I just didn't work out for me because I kept having to convince people that I wasn't a client there. I tried working as a sign holder out here on 410, but the only day that I did the job, it was very windy and the wind blew the sign out of my hands, so nobody knew where I was directing. Same thing happened when I tried to be a parking attendant at the King County Fair. Like, where do you want me to park? Left or right? Where the fuck is
It's not funny.
It is funny.
No, it isn't.
It's funny. I make it funny, it's fine.
It's not.
I used to work at the Courier Herald, your lovely newspaper here in Enumclaw. My job was being the distribution manager, so I helped make sure that all the papers get delivered every week. And part of it was to go out on route. If you cancel your subscription with the newspaper, you got to go out and take down the boxes. So one day I'm out on route, and I'm taking down one of the boxes, and all of a sudden 2 police cars pull up behind me. And I have no idea why they're behind me. I mean, it's a beautiful day at Enumclaw, right? When it's pouring down rain. So, the cops pull up behind me. They pull out guns drawn, and all I hear is, driver, put your hands outside of the window.
I'd love to do that.
Driver, what is in your hand? My hand? Put down what is in your hand. Put your arms back outside the window. I did this back and forth for quite a while. Like the whole hands up, don't shoot thing would never work for me. Like, oh shit, they shot Timmy. Finally, the cops get up there and pull me out of the car, realize that I'm telling the truth. They see that I have like 500 newspapers in the back of my car, and they're like, what are you doing with all of this? I'm like, I just really like to read. They said, well, you have a nice day, sir. When they verified who I was, you have a nice day, sir. I was like, I was having a nice day until I peed my pants. I mean, this is a small town. I'm born and raised here. Like, I felt like these cops knew me already. Like, did we have to go through all of this? Like, when I say I'm born and raised, this isn't the first time I know the cops. I used to go around with the DARE program. You guys remember the DARE program?
Yeah.
When I was a little kid, remember what DARE stood for? Drugs are really enjoyable or something. So they would take me to the schools around here for the assemblies, right? And they'd be like, this is Timmy, and he has a disability, but he's still here. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Timmy's a go-getter. I'm like, yeah. Timmy lets nothing stop him. I'm like, yeah. Timmy doesn't do drugs. I didn't know what they were until they showed me, but shit, they showed me, all right. And, I mean, some people were inspired by my story and everything I've been through, but some people were not. They, some of the kids would ask very honest questions like, "Are you a crap baby?" I'm like, "No, I'm not a crap baby." That's very insulting to my mom, who's here, by the way. My mom has never done a drug in her life. And I wanted to take the heat off my mom. I am not a crack baby, I'm a crackhead. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, how do you think your arms got this way? I don't know, smoke my arms off. Like, when did this happen? I'm like, at a very young age. Like I said, I've been on stage at a very young age. Blessed to be where I'm at and do what I do and pursue what I do. And
I'm behind you.
I have to say, if people are inspired by me and my little arms, I appreciate it. But who would I be inspired by? Like people with no arms? Or should I go to the amputee ward? Be like, you guys are my inspiration. I do this for you. So never let nothing keep you from reaching for your. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's not good.
I don't know why a lot of my friends like to come to me for sympathy when they break their arms. I think it's kind of rude. My friend broke his arm and was complaining to me about how life is so difficult to live life with one broken arm for 6 weeks. He's like, Timmy, I don't know how you do it. If I had arms like you, I'd probably kill myself. And I said, very seriously, I looked at him and said, do you know how hard it is to try to kill yourself with arms like these? I tried the rope, but I couldn't tie the knot. I tried the gun, but I kept dropping it. I thought I could do drugs and overdose, found out I got Tiger Blood, and Charlie Sheen called me for advice. I use my cell phone for a lot of my work, so I write a lot of my material, talk, text. And if you ever wonder if your phone is listening to you, I'm starting to think so, because ever since I wrote that joke, I'm starting to get advertisements from Amazon for rope sales. I'm like, buy one, get one free. Why would I need the second one? I guess if at first you don't succeed, try again. I always tell people there's nothing you can't achieve in life, you just set your mind to it. Like, I've always wanted to be a hand model, right? But no matter how many times I audition, they keep saying that my hands do not fit the demographic that they are trying to market. I'm like, okay, maybe I could apply for Arm & Hammer, be those spokesmen. No, that wasn't working. I want to join the army. Oh. Somebody told me if hip-hop and doing comedy doesn't work out, I have to have a backup plan. I said I have one. It's a life of crime. Because if I don't make it on America's Got Talent, I'm going to make it on America's Most Wanted. Like on this episode of America's Most Wanted, we were looking for this suspect. He has been on a spree of almost armed robberies. He is 6 feet tall. He kind of resembles a T-Rex with a beer gut. He is considered to be armed and dangerous. Be on the lookout. All right, you guys tired of the arm jokes? We can move on from arm jokes. Let's talk about leg jokes, because my feet are the hands of my legs. Okay. You can look this up on YouTube. I actually throw darts with my feet. I'm not kidding. You can come hang out with me at the skiing tonight and we can throw darts. Before I get out of here, I want to talk to you about one more thing. As an entertainer, being named Timmy, who is also disabled, I find it interesting in a lot of entertainment, starting with books, through movies, and such. Why is Timmy always the character that is disabled? Like, starting in the Christmas Carol, we have Tiny Tim. Like, God bless us one and all. I like to call him the original cripple. I mean, and then we move forward with shows like, you guys remember Lassie? Maybe you remember Lassie, the old show with the dog, with the little kid named Timmy. Timmy's always getting in trouble. And the dog has to bark, and people don't know what the dog's saying, but it's just me, fell in a hole, and I can't climb out. There was like Home Improvement with Tim Allen playing Tim the Toolman Taylor. You know, the chauvinist pig is always making a mess and has somebody else have to pick up the shit for him. There was a movie called Identity with a psychiatrist trying to deal with a serial killer who had multiple personalities, and he was trying to figure out which personality was the killer. And it turned out that the killer was a little kid named Timmy. And everybody's birthday was May 10th, which is my fucking birthday. So I'm watching this movie freaking the fuck out. Like, I almost called the police on myself. Like, I did it, I'm sorry, I won't commit a rape murder. But out of all the shows that address and use the name Timmy, there's one show that came out with a character named Timmy that have separated how some people like to address me and some people don't like to address me or don't know what I'm about to talk about. Well, I'm gonna get a drink of water and let's just let that settle for a second. What was that? Has anybody seen the show South Park?
Yeah! Whoa!
Chug! Yeah!
This show has ruined my life. For those who don't know what South Park is an animated cartoon that, in like 1998, came out with a character named Timmy who was mentally retarded in a wheelchair, and all he can do is Timmy, and that's what he says. And ever since that episode, people walk up to me everywhere going, Timmy! Which is fucked up for people that don't know what this show is. When they see this happening, it just looks like you're walking up to a disabled guy fucking up his own name. I'm like, no, it's Timmy. And they're like, Timmy! I'm like, no, see, I'm trying to teach these guys how to speak. See, I look like now I'm the one showing sympathy to the disabled community. I mean, this show, just to get a little bit more problematic with South Park, they then started showing episodes of like Timmy joining a band. I'm like, I was in a band. Timmy's now doing Special Olympics. Like, I did Special Olympics. Timmy's now smoking weed with gangsters. I'm like, all right, who is following me around? I should be getting royalty checks for this shit. I mean, some people want to get rich and famous to have all that. I just want to be famous enough so I can be a character on South Park, and I just roll in as a mentor to Timmy, like, I'm going to teach you how to talk, Timmy. And he's like, Timmy. I'm like, no, it's Tim, me, Timmy, Tim, me, Timmy. And I just do this for the rest of the show. Somebody walked up to me when I was promoting in the coming weeks. They're like, Timmy, are you going to do the Timmy jokes of the show? I was like, technically, all of these jokes are Timmy jokes. And I've never addressed this topic until tonight, so thank you, Wayne. I usually avoid the Timmy jokes like you guys were hoping I was going to avoid the horse jokes. I mean, hey, I'm from Enumclaw, so I gotta fucking represent, right? I did a show in Austin, Texas, and I get off stage, I said I'm from Seattle, Washington, because it's a lot easier to just say I'm from Seattle, Washington. So somebody's like, oh, I've been to Washington. What part of Washington? I didn't want to tell them. I finally said I'm from Enumclaw, you know, and they're like, really? You're from Enumclaw? Isn't that where you guys fuck horses? I'm like, no, it's where we fuck my horses, goddammit. Now I just tell people if Enumclaw had a theme song, it's Bigger Rich, Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. And to be clear, I've never been fucked by a horse. When I almost got pegged by a cougar at the ski-in. Are you guys ready for me to bring out the headliner of the show? I met this guy before the pandemic happened. We talked when we were all locked down throughout the months. We talked. We've become best friends since. He told me he was the voice of Tough Nut in a movie called How to Train Your Dragon. I said,
Oh my God.
I'm a loose nut, and we've been really good friends ever since. I used to think I could do impressions until I met this guy, and then I don't do them anymore. It's kind of like thinking I could be a basketball player, but then I hung out with Sean Kemp, and I gave up the dream. No, but this is a wonderful friend of mine. I love this guy so much. You guys are gonna love this guy. Justin Rupple, please come to the stage.